need to find ways to innovate and really foster democratic participation and citizen consultation through our entire democratic system. And if we don't do that, we're going to have a problem. But also going back to the substantive side, it's not just technical things. We need to, well, another technical thing is we need to improve transparency and accountability. We have a lot of digital tools available to us to do that. We have a lot of digital tools available to us to actually increase participation and innovate in that area. But going back to your previous question, we also need better research on which of those innovations actually works. And it's not just participation for participation's sake. You also need democracy really to be connected to a vision of socioeconomic inclusion, because otherwise you're doomed to failure. That's, not recognizing that has led to the crisis of democracy that we're facing now. So there is a socioeconomic root to all of this. And until we have socioeconomic justice, really, and make that our political priority, the preservation of life, the enabling people to live with dignity, protecting our environment, all of these things, we're not going to ever have a robust democracy.
I think that's not only Europe, I think the world is in the crossroads, and I think it's important to have a broader perspective on this. I have a lot of friends, fellow activists from the Middle East as well, and I see this the same. So we understand each other as good as, I recognize that you're from the different region, we have the same mindset. And then we have different groups in our own societies that probably would connect more with each other than with us. So I think the layered outlayers are not even European issue, but the global issue. So the question will be, whether Europe gonna find a way to bridge the layers or not. And if not, then we will have countries going out of Europe more and more, maybe Poland. And honestly, we can expect anything, now. To have a strong reflection on challenges of democracy, and not only on this theoretical level, but just implementation and practical level, and to be self-reflecting, because sometimes even the narrative is the problem. Like, if you speak about democracy, and sometimes I see, oh, we love Europe, we now should make everybody love Europe. Like, what is this? Like, if I see such a campaign, coming, like, this is, I'm sorry, bullshit. I mean, this is populist. I mean, what do you mean love Europe? I mean, this is wrong, So you need to be precise and deliver to people what they need. And if you do that, maybe you can include them again.
You have Europe à la carte. People choose what they want. You can have a very reduced cooperation, but we are very lucky because some of countries want to go to deepen the relationships. And I think to make it very brief, we have to return back to the future. And return back to the future, what does it mean? In the beginning, the starting point of Europe, it was a kind of, when Jean Monnet presented the project to Konrad Adenauer, he answers, Konrad Adenauer, but you propose me an ethico-political project. It is an ethico-political project. And we have to return back to that.
Europe is, of course, in the same place as just the world. We have global problems which are not being met with global solutions. I think the European Union could, for example, think about if it wants to extend itself to being a global union rather than just European Union. Currently, it can cost a lot to the global south that the Europe sticks so closely together and builds all those borders and then talks about the refugee crisis instead of opportunities, so on. So I think in a world that is changing so fast and has so big challenges like ours now, thinking very locally and very globally at the same time could be the sort of the answer. So going back to the squares, and I mean it, like meeting in small rooms, its neighborhood preferably, and then applying the patterns, that come out of that to the big global challenges that we have is at least a very honest attempt to try to re-enter democracy into the equation.